Hello, and welcome to another episode of County Perspective, the show that focuses on Frederick County government, local programs and events, and a community that you live in. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa, and thank you for joining us. Now let's jump right in with some news from around the county. An online portal for permits and inspections applications allowed Frederick County's economy to grow during the past 2 years, despite the COVID-19 pandemic. A recent survey of portal users gave the land management system positive scores for its ease of use and overall performance. The system, which won an International Customer Service Excellence Award in 2020, earned high marks in a survey conducted this year by the Division of Planning and Permitting.
I'm proud to say that Frederick County is a great place to do business. Even during the pandemic, our community experienced job growth, with more than 100 businesses launching, locating, or expanding in our community. At the heart of any thriving economy is a professional and efficient planning and permitting department.
The Division of Planning and Permitting compiled comments from the survey to identify areas for improvement. Upgrades to the land management system soon will be phased in, starting this fall. Training for portal users will be held each Thursday at 10 a.m., with the first session scheduled for September 8th. To register or learn more, visit frederickcountymd.gov/planning. County Executive Jan Gardner welcomed Congressman David Trone to the Frederick County Health Department on August 30th. Congressman Trone presented a check of $850,000 for the Crisis Stabilization Center to go towards the design and construction of the center.
The center is due to open up late next summer. County Executive Gardner filled us in on that and the update. And Maryland's having a tough time. It's number 5 in the country on mortality rate on drug overdoses. And that's not a number we want to hold.
To find help for mental health or substance use concerns, call now. The Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Services congratulated 26 of its newest members on Friday, September 9th, 2022. These members completed the 28-week academy and have now moved into the field to start their firefighting careers, which for many began the day after graduation at their station assignments. The new firefighters completed over 850 hours of coursework and challenging daily physical fitness conditioning.
Well, we're excited to have them on the street to help serve the citizens of Frederick County, and I know graduation for our other firefighters is one of the highlights of their career. We have a very rigorous recruit training academy that's very demanding to make sure that they can help the citizens in their time of greatest need, and tonight's graduation is really a celebration of their successful completion of that basic training.
Congratulations, Recruit Class 32. The Frederick County Animal Control Center does a wonderful job rehoming pets to loving individuals and families. Their show Pet Pals collaborates with FCG-TV to highlight some of the animals that are available for adoption. This long-running program was shelved during the COVID pandemic, but has recently been brought back with a bright new look. Show host Bethany Davidson talks about the return of Pet Pals.
Hi, I'm Bethany Davidson, the Humane Educator here at Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center. I'm also the host of Pet Pals, and we're super excited to be bringing the show back to you every other week on FCG-TV. Pet Pals is an important marketing opportunity for us here at Animal Control. It gives us an opportunity to showcase the animals in a way that might draw people in. You know, you can see an animal moving and interacting with someone. It's a lot more, gives you a lot more information than just a simple picture. So it gives us a little bit of something extra to market the animals and to give good information to the community. Our show went on hiatus because, like a lot of things during COVID, people shut down, and so our production shut down as well. It took a little bit longer to bring it back because as the shelter's been growing, we've been running out of space. So the set for Pet Pals became an office, and the other secondary set became storage. So we really had to figure out where do we have the space to shoot the show to bring it back to you. So since we had an opportunity to have a break because of COVID, we took that opportunity to kind of upgrade the show a little bit in the absence. So we've changed the graphics, we've updated the intro and some of those things to make them a little bit more modern and give it a fresh face and new look. But we've also taken the cameras from one camera to a 2-camera show, so you're going to be able to have a little bit more clean cut edit, but you're also going to have more opportunities to see the animals in a different way with an exclusive kind of pet cam, if you will. We've shortened the show a little bit as well, so it's a quick watch. You can watch it on your lunch break, you can watch it while you're waiting for an appointment, so it makes it a little bit more viewer friendly in that regard. Check out new episodes of Pet Pals airing every other week on FCG-TV and the Frederick County Government YouTube.
Okay guys, we're going to take a quick break, but stick around, we have plenty more coming up on County Perspective. Welcome back to County Perspective. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa. In a bit, we'll learn about some student art being showcased at Winchester Hall. But first, let's find out what pet is looking for a new home in this episode's featured pet.
After living with a family for his first 2 years, Achilles was surrendered to FCAC when severe dog allergies became an issue. Understandably a little timid in the strange and stressful environment, Achilles has slowly begun to show staff and volunteers his true self. His likes include delicious treats, affection, and playtime. Due to his nervousness in new environments, he is recommended for families with children ages 6 and up. With a little time and patience, Achilles will make a great addition to the right household. To learn more about Achilles and our adoption process, call Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center at 301-600-1546.
Every year, Winchester Hall holds a showcase featuring students from around the county who have created phenomenal pieces of art. Now recently, County Executive Jan Gardner delivered a proclamation and met with some of the students. Let's meet some of the student artists and hear what they had to say about their artwork.
I think art is very important to the world because I feel like art is a sense of self-expression and how to either release or convey emotions or rather use it as an outlet or an escape.
Art is like something that's so like stress-free. It brings a lot of like calmness and tranquility, like removes stress, like it removes like all the thoughts that bother your mind. It's just like at the end of the day I can just paint and be stress-free.
I think my favorite thing about making art is probably just how creative you can be with it and how free you can be with it. Like, of course I was given a still life assignment. I had to do a still life. But I could still do the still life on anything I wanted. So I was in my basement and my mom was like, I've got a letter for you. And we opened it up and I read the letter and I was like, oh my God, so my art's gonna be here? I had no clue that was a thing that happened.
Well, it's actually kind of funny. I was supposed to create a design for a face mask. She didn't give me any sort of criteria aside from the fact that it had to fit within a very small space. And I just came up with something really cheerful and happy because if I did put it on a mask, I would want to wear something cheerful in such a crazy time, you know? Everyone loves a golden retriever.
So really the assignment was about how to draw a tiger. So there was a video and it took more than one day, and I also chose the warm colors because a tiger is usually orange or rust color.
What made me decide to draw it is I've been to the Baltimore Aquarium, so I like seeing the different animals and the types of animals. So I drew all of my favorite animals, but some of them are made up. For example, the sharks, sea turtles, and the jellyfish.
I really do like art, and it's just an enjoyable time for me at school. It's really relaxing most of the time, and it's just really fun. So the picture I made is a cardinal. So what I did is use crayons, oil pastels, and paint. For the branches I used pen because they're fun to make.
So it was a project our art teacher gave us, and we got to pick an animal, whatever animal we want, but it had to be multimedia. We had to use those three, like the newspaper one, the tan paper, and the black paper. Art's very important to me because it's like a way I can like describe myself, because most of mine's like animals, sunsets, like those are things I like. But art's really important to the world because that's how people can describe themselves without like physically saying it.
The assignment was choosing a topic or a picture or an idea that you had to create two variations of. So I chose to do Mount Fuji in spring and Mount Fuji in fall. Then we had to cut them into strips, the two paintings, and then weave them together. And at first I didn't like the idea of cutting them up because I was really attached to the original artwork, but it looked really good afterwards. My great-grandmother was an artist, and I got into art by creating advent calendars because she used to. So it's kind of a family tradition, and then I started getting really motivated to continue with art.
Well, it's always been like a really big part of my life. I spend like a long time just making art on my house, and I think it's like really beautiful how some people can make like such incredible art. I really wanted to do that.
To view the video in its entirety, visit FCG-TV's YouTube page. With summer winding down, there are still plenty of things to do in Frederick. Let's take a look at some programs and events that are happening throughout the county. To find more events and programs or for more information, log on to the county's webpage, frederickcountymd.gov. At the end of our show, we like to mention a few things our viewers should keep an eye out for in the upcoming weeks. On Thursday, September 29th at 7 p.m., County Executive Jan Gardner will be holding a town hall meeting for the county's 2022 to 2023 legislative package in the first floor hearing room at Winchester Hall. A list of county priorities will be presented to the Maryland General Assembly later this year. Frederick County's legislative package typically includes several proposed bills, position statements, and requests for the state's consideration. Ideas for legislation are solicited from scores of nonprofit organizations, county agencies, the county council, and municipal leaders. Members of the general public are invited to add their ideas for legislation at the town hall. For more information, visit frederickcountymd.gov/legislative. In 2020, Transit Services of Frederick County began construction on the renovation and expansion of their facility along Dr. Bourne Way. On September 15th, the official groundbreaking of the completed project was held with many local figureheads in attendance.
The employees here are at the heart of everything we do, and with an updated and renovated facility that will allow us to grow over the next 50 years, our team has the space they need and the tools that they need to be successful. Things like updated technology, additional space for our drivers, including a driver lounge, a workout facility, and operations and admin wings allow us in this new facility to continue to provide the level of service Frederick County deserves.
The transit construction project included renovation and expansion of the existing building, improvements to parking and traffic flow for buses and other vehicles, and the construction of a new bus storage facility for electric charging stations. To watch the groundbreaking ceremony, go to frederickcountymd.gov/FCG-TV. That's it for this episode of County Perspective. Don't forget to follow Frederick County on social media in order to keep up to date on important news and events. We'll see you next time for a fresh look from a county perspective.